What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Eddie Express DFS podcast presented to you by Draft Dashboard. Remember, you can try out all the tools that I use in this video 30 days for $1 by clicking my link in the description below. Before we get into the cheat sheet, I just want to go on a little bit of a rant from yesterday. So yesterday, I get off work at like 1:30. I'm at Walmart. My phone charging cord is having a little bit of issues, so I figured I'll stop by and get a new phone charging cord. So I'm looking, and they got $8 phone charging cords behind glass case, and I'm like, you can't be serious right now. So then I have to get the guy with the frickin' key to open the glass case, and anyways, he's on about his fifth try with these frickin' keys, and he opens it up and he grabs it, um and so he grabs it, and I have my hand out like he's gonna give it to me. No, he's not gonna give me this $8 phone charging cord. He walks it all the way up to the register, and I'm sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me, man. You're not gonna give me my $8 phone charging cord? And so he hands it to the cashier, and I'm like third or fourth person in line, and I'm still waiting to not only touch the phone charging cord, but now I gotta wait for this guy to ring me up before I can even get it. Anyways, it just drove me nuts. So screw you, Walmart. It really pissed me off yesterday. I just wanted an $8 phone charging cord. It took a half an hour. So that was my rant for the day. Anyways, before we get into the NBA cheat sheet, please click the thumbs up button. That always helps me out. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. That helps me out as well, so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. Remember, you can try out all the tools I use in this video 30 days for $1 by clicking my link in the description below. Here is the NBA cheat sheet for today. As you can see, the players that I have in red are my Watch Players tab. Those are the people that I'm interested in, and we'll talk about that right now. So I am going to be mini-maxing 100 lineups at 50 cents a piece on DraftKings. First up, I have Brad Beal, 22% projected ownership. This guy is he's starting to get up to a price point where he's kind of on the fence for me, but the usage and the shots and everything is just there for Beal. Going up against Charlotte, they're 14th against the position, 21st in team total defense, draft dashboard rank of 100. Next up, I have Devontae Graham in the same game. Devontae Graham is kind of been a frustrating guy because he does have a lot of talent, and he just hasn't been doing so hot lately, so kind of frustrating. But another good matchup, and price point's not exactly where I'd want it to be, but not terrible either. Next up, I have D'Angelo Russell at just 3% projected ownership at 8K, going up against the Boston Celtics. Celtics ranked second against the point guard / shooting guard position and fourth in team total defense. However, D'Angelo Russell has been back and healthy. Last two games, both over 50. Consumes a lot of usage for this team as well. Quite a bit of interest in D'Angelo Russell. Next up, I have Chris Boucher as a value play, 4,300. I think he's going to play a lot of the backup power forward and backup center minutes today, with Gasol being out and then Rondae Hollis-Jefferson also being out. I think he will consume a lot of the bench work at the 4 and 5 position. Just 4,300. I think that's a pretty solid spot. Next up, I have Ben Simmons, 39% projected ownership, going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks, 24th against point guard / small forward position, 30th in team total defense. Really good spot here for the Ben Simmons of the 76ers. Next up, I have Daniel Tice, only 2% projected ownership, 6,100. Last couple games out, 31, 31, 34, 33, no canter. Tice, another guy that benefits with Tatum being out. You're going to see a lot of Celtics in my lineups today, but probably not as much as many. I left Smart off the board. So next up, I have Thomas Bryant, 5,200. Charlotte dead last in the NBA against centers, 21st in team total defense, really struggles with points in the paint, 44 last time out. He's fresh, a little bit of a pace down spot, but Thomas Bryant is going to be a chalk play today, 53%. Next up, I have Serge Ibaka. The price on DraftKings isn't exactly good, 7,100. They really priced him up. Really like him on FanDuel though today at, I think he's 5,300. I think that makes for an interesting value play. I'll get to a little bit of him in DraftKings. I think he's very overpriced, but I still think he has the upside to pay it off, and he'll be at very low ownership. Next up, I have Marquise Chris. Just a DraftKings play for me. Chris, 37% projected ownership going against Boston. Boston 17th against power forwards / centers. Good team total defense, though, at 4. Quite a bit of interest in this game as a whole. Hopefully it stays close and doesn't blow out, but I do like this game for fantasy purposes. Next up, I have Draymond Green, 5,900. Flirted with a triple-double last time out. Not sure if he got there. 46 points, though. Same thing against a small forward and point guard position there. 17th, 4th in team total defense. Next up, I have Kyle Lowry. Look, with Gasol being out, that doesn't really affect Kyle Lowry all that much. Except I think it gives him a few more shot attempts, a few more assist percent chances with Ibaka down low. Even though Ibaka and Gasol are very similar players, Ibaka's a lot better in the post. And then Cleveland is dead last against point guards, so it's some interest there. Next up, I have Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr. has just been playing really, really good. The minutes have kind of been there. He's been playing around 27 minutes. He's been blowing Tristan Thompson out of the water the last few games, and I have some interest in him for some value. Not getting too much ownership, but still interested. And then Pascal Siakam, still underpriced. He had put up 41, and he didn't get the double-double bonus, and that game blew out against the Hawks. If this game somehow stays close, Siakam could return a nice salary there. Next up, I have Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, 31% projected ownership going against Golden State Warriors. Golden State, 29th against point guards, 27th in team total defense, 5 value. Really good spot here for Kemba Walker. The shot volume's all there. With Tatum being gone, he's going to shoot anywhere from 16 to 20 times a game. Pretty good spot for Kemba. Then I have Bogdan Bogdanovic of the Kings going up against the Clippers. Not the greatest matchup in the world. Clippers good defensively, obviously, but played 27 minutes, just 4,800. Started, played well, put up 36 yesterday. I have some interest there. He's actually the highest owned guy for me in my 100 lineups, which I will show you in a minute. Next up, I have Troy Brown Jr. Again, Jordan McRae is out. The usage is there. The shot attempts are there. 33 last time out. 5,600. Not a ton of upside, but a solid play. I think he fills the role pretty well. Great matchup again against Charlotte. Then we have Joel Embiid. Embiid played in this last game here. I can't remember who they played against, but it's a good matchup against Atlanta 21st against centers. But I think Embiid only played like 25 minutes because the game was getting out of hand and rested late. Don't quote me on that, but I thought that was the case. Vegas has this game as only a 7 spread, so not really expecting it to blow out because Atlanta is at home. So I have some interest in Joel Embiid at 9,300, 4.8 value. And last but not least, Tobias Harris, 32% projected ownership. Same thing, going against Atlanta. Atlanta, not good defensively. We know that, dead last in the league, 26th against the position. Tobias Harris just has a nice price tag. He's been in the 8K range. Now he's down to 7K. Here are my saved lineups. I've already crunched my 100 lineups, and here they are. Here's my exposures. So a lot of Chris, a lot of Bryant, a lot of Bogdanovic. I just really like attacking these teams. So like Washington and Boston and Golden State, and Toronto. So that's where my ownership is going to be going for today. Those are the teams I expect to score quite a bit. So that's where I kind of set my player tools at. Anyways, that is my video for today. A little bit shorter. Wanted to get in and out quick. We will do a lineup on FanDuel just because I have a pretty good lineup. We ended up making some money over there yesterday. So we will show you our lineup over here. So this is what I'm looking for my one lineup on FanDuel. Trae Young, Kemba Walker, Bradley Beal, D'Angelo Russell, Jaylen Brown, Troy Brown, Chris Boucher, Serge Ibaka, and Thomas Bryant. As you can see, the ownership on a lot of my players is heavy, but that's because they are good plays. Trae Young, too cheap on FanDuel. DraftKings, I think he's a little bit more expensive. You can get away from him. But Chris Boucher, he's my my stand. That's where I'm taking a stance, is Chris Boucher and D'Angelo Russell. We'll see how we do. We'll be back tomorrow for another video. Thanks for being a part of the channel. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you want to try out all the tools and get all the ownership for all these players, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. 30 days for $1. Thank you. Goodbye.